Hello, this video is about the custom report reference constant feature. This is surely a very confusing name, so let me explain what this is. This is a way to make your report building go incredibly fast. It is definitely a more advanced tool. We're going to start getting into some actual code type things, but once you get a hang of this, any kind of custom report where you've got this grid of data and you're feeding in tons of little all-in-one report references, it's just going to speed up everything super, super fast. So let's get into I'll kind of show you this situation that I've set up here. So I've got this 2x3 grid of, here's where I want to see a count of the safety planning services done for people who've experienced DV, safety planning services, people who've experienced sexual assault, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be at least 6 little AIO references in here. If all you were doing was 6, then whatever I'm about to show you might not be the biggest time saver, but the thought is that you could run into situations with like 20 rows here and 8 columns that way, and then we're saving some time with this feature I'm about to show you. Okay, so to fill in this information, I've got one all-in-one report set up, and you really do just need one for this situation. Where I've got a report that says pull me all clients whose primary victim is whatever matches this constant here, this DVSA constant, which currently is set as a value of 1. And who's had a service type of whatever this service type is here. Okay, if you were doing something like this, I would also expect for you to see something like and service date is after this date and before that date. But we're on a training site and there's not a ton of data, so I'm not filtering by dates. Okay, so now let's go in and add a single cell reference and say we want to use this report. We want to see the count of clients. Let's see the entire table when we click on the results. We'll show the number 0 if there's nothing there. And now we need to define the constants. So here we're in the DV column, and our DVSA column, DVSA constant has a value of 1 here, and our service constant has a value of 19. Okay, so we're going to save this. And then now, so far everything I'm showing you is like kind of standard, but what would normally happen. We could like paste this from a clipboard, come in here and change this and say, okay, now this is DVSA. We're looking at the value of 2. And now paste this one in here and say, okay, this one is DVSA, but now we're looking at the service value of 20. Okay, and again, if all you're doing was 6 of these little references, I'm sure it would be totally fine just to do exactly what I'm showing you. But if you had a big long table, this gets super monotonous. You could have like 50 of these references to all go edit. And even though we've now made it faster where you can hold down Shift, click on a reference, and up comes the additional constants. And we've made it so you can do Control-Alt-V to paste in these references. It's still something that is going to take a long time. All this is going to take a long time. So let's figure out how to do this better. What we're going to do is I'm going to, holding down Shift brings up just this additional constants. It's just a shortcut way of getting at this little bit here. Okay, so instead of saying DVSA1, we're going to say reference this DVSA constant that we define within this document. And this little hash symbol is the way of telling this custom report, this only works in the custom report, say, hey, I'm going to be defining a constant somewhere on this document called DVSA. Go look for it there. And this one, I'm going to be finding a constant here called service. Go look for it. I'll tell you in a bit how it's going to look for it and where you put this in. It might be very common that you will just always name the reference the same as the constant itself, but you never know what can happen, so that's why it's like this. Okay, so we will save that in, and I'm actually going to delete all these other ones for now. So we just have this one. there's DVSA and service, and we need to tell it now where to find these things. So what it's going to do is it's going to be looking at this cell and every cell to the left, including the table row, for a defined constant. If it doesn't find it, it's going to start looking up from the top. And now, how do we define it? We got to start looking at some computer code. You can do it. I believe in you. Let's go take a look at this table structure in HTML. So here is that all-in-one report constant, that reference that we just put in. This is what it looks like. It's in this cell. To the left of it is this cell labeled safety planning. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make an attribute onto this table cell called DVSA, and we're going to set that attribute to 1. So remember when I said that it was that all-in-one report reference is looking to the left, going left, 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 until it finds a constant defined as constant DVSA1. Constant DVSA, that's what it's doing. So now this is going to be the leftmost table cell row. You can also put it in this situation into the row instead of onto that cell. Okay, if you're not familiar with HTML, you're probably looking at this and getting very overwhelmed, but I think that HTML is the easier end of programming, and I think you can do it. Let's try it. Just try it. We'll help you, but try it. Okay, so it was looking for, it's going to the left to find our DVSA value, and now we want to put up here, this is going to be our, oh, I'm sorry, I got this wrong. It's looking to the left to find the service value and looking up to find the DVSA value. Okay, so it's going, all the cells below this one are going to be looking up and going to pull this value of 1 for the DVSA constant, and then all the cells in this column are going to be looking up and we'll pull the value of DVSA 2 for this one. And now we can come through on this one and say, okay, this one, I remember, is a value of 20, and this one is a value of 1. Okay, so these things are hidden in the computer code. Once we switch back to this view, we can't see all those things that we just did. That's kind of nature of the beast. We wanted those numbers to be in here. We wanted to find them in a way where it can look left or look up and get them, but we don't want to actually see that on our results. So now that we've defined all those constant references on the columns and the rows, we can just copy this, paste, 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 and we're done. We don't have to do anything else. We don't have to go edit those things one by one. We can just go run the report. So let's put some fake data in here, and boop, boop, boop. There it is. Okay, each one of these things, it should be a different table. This is all fake data, and you can go explore. Okay, when I was showing this to my staff, there was lots of questions about, like, what if there was a new row somewhere in here? Like, what if counseling was just like a totally different thing that needed a totally different all-in report reference? It's like, no problem. So then whatever this row is in, we would just either define a different constant in this counseling row or down here. This one here, we would just define a different constant, or maybe we would not have a constant defined there anyways. Like, really, it really is just it goes individually, one cell, one reference by one reference. It says, okay, now I'm here. Doesn't remember anything about what it did previously. It says, oh, it looks like this reference has these reference constants. Where do I get the value for that DVSA? And it's just going to start here and go keep going to the left until it finds that special marker that I showed you in the code. And then it's going to look up to the top. There's no, like, you don't have to to do something special to say that the DVSA constant is found going to the left or the service constant is found going to the top. It's just every single time to be like, this one, I need to find something that looks like DVSA. Go off to the left. Do I see anything? Nope. Let's go up to the top. Oh, there I do see something. And then we'll change that to a value of 2. Okay, that's it. Ask us for help. We would love to help you on this. This is, again, an advanced thing. We make these videos sometimes because we get some giant nerds who love this kind of stuff and we want to be able to support them, but we also want to support everybody and all of their levels, so just ask us for help if you need help with something like this. Thanks so much. Bye.